conclusion for this topic. Social and culture systems that we are not aware of or that are constantly developing, in fact, play an important role in individual orders. Sociological model analysis for check barrage and downward can provide a lot of understanding, which is nothing but helping us to see the real world in which humans live and balance ourselves. In this case, Jack Berwick and downward add a new dimension or model of family and curse in the context of modernity. Humans live in a large environment, from the family environment and the surrounding community.
Philip Stolen. Understanding modernity. Modernity has various meaning to expression. Modernity talks about something new related to technology and social politics. Modernity can be also be interpreted and explained of their economic system in the facts. Modernity can be said to be a social change that has certain character and their efforts, the psychological aspect, the attitudes, values, and behavior.
Modernity problem. The emergence of this modernity manipulates social technology. There was also a rapid expansion of the technology economy system. We implicitly compare minority with traditional peasant and tribal peoples, but villages and peasant tribes vary widely in the way the organized communities and view economic activities. Some, such as Hopi in the US West and the Toda in the South India, have strong group identities and organize their cultural based on religious belief. Others, like Kapakau in New Guinea, are individualistic and materialistic. In traditional societies, goods are produced and exchanged for daily needs, or they are given and cash to strengthen social relationship. In modern society, goods are produced for the market and sold for cash. Moreover, they have become central of our cultural value. The power and the rank of individually are largely determined by the material good they control. Modern societies are not unique in that the product material good or pays a high value and the material world. What is new is the scale and rate of the material production. Modernity is characterized by the production of an increasing number of material objects, from a wide variety of clothing, houses, and equipment to judge missiles and submarines. The result of all this is the commodification of life. Land, which in tribal societies is a sacred belief that cannot be bought or sold, become a community.
Response of the church or Christian to the problem of modernity. First, theology calls us to see people as human beings, to prioritize relationship over goods and materials, meaning we have to care for and care for others. The church must do it. We must balance the realization of theology with a sense my mystery and we before its creation and creator, meaning that we must fight against their personality divisions that specialization produces, namely between the private and public worlds, between family and professional institution, and between belief and practice. This means that we have to return to the wordness and personal conformity that is asked in the Bible. We must also limit that emphasis on modernity by placing human history back in its cosmic nature so that we will have the correct perspective on material goods and human events. Third, the in church we need to affirm biblical absolutes by allowing difference from of worship and expectation.
Next, relevance. It is worth appreciating what Bursic and Word did, because they show that as Christians we have various churches that must be accountable and open. One of them is having a church of fake roots and dead ends. The various questions that arise in this case require precise and theological meaningful answers that have context, appropriate relevance. For example, how to maintain the understanding that marriage has a special character, namely a covenant that must be lived. How shall the church live as something that has real impact? How to live in balance by maintaining plurality? To ask things, you will face challenge, pain, danger, and what you have to do is study and try to understand them well. From this, it is clear that formulating modernity is not an easy matter, and it will not be sufficient to deduct the theological assumptions implied in it. In accordance with the existing reality, many couples of women and men who have good personality but are not satisfied with the answer, the struggles that are conveyed to the church to deal with their problem, people are forced to live according to the Bible. See and interpret it Christologically. To imitate Jesus in doing everything for others sincerely, humans need a renewal of the pattern of life, which can be accepted by logic that leads to the whole human being, because many churches focus on traditional rules that are actually oppressive. The church must renew its call to criticize various social and cultural contexts, because often the church is tossed around with existing structure in sinful societies. From a marriage perspective, a husband must love his wife and see the example of Jesus, who continues to love and renew his church. Must be a leader who has a servant nature, wants to serve, give love without regard for other things. In responsible for the physical and spiritual growth of his wife and his children. Also to the wife, the meaning of partnership in marriage must be emphasized, and also to the child, it must be instilled with respect for the parents in everyday life. In essence, the value of each individual in the family must be relevant to situation and conditions. The family as the basis of everything in life, as a basis for worship, interaction, building love relationship, building faith and hope in God. The family is also the main unit in character building and personality. From each member to be a Christian who understands the sacramental nature and the bond of marriage and live is according to Jesus' example. Next, conclusion. Modernity brings many changes in human life. Christianity, in this case, the church is required to be able to see this development critically. The church must be able to take advantage of the good things of this modernity and reject every bad impact caused by techno-economic development. On the other hand, the church must be participate appropriately and correctly to its environment, so that its ministry is not passive. Setting the example of Jesus in addressing all problems is the main point in the participation of the church in the world.